Hi everyone! In this video, we will talk about angle pairs. We will illustrate and define different kinds of angle pairs. Let's start with adjacent angles. Adjacent angles are two angles with a common vertex and a common side and no interior points. So in the given figure, angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent angles. The common vertex is B and the common sides is ray BC. These are examples of adjacent angles. Angle RAT and angle FAT are adjacent angles. The common side is ray AT and the common vertex is A. Another adjacent angles, we have angle SET and angle NET. The common side is ray ET and the common vertex is E. Angle BIG and angle PIG are adjacent angles. The common side is ray IG and the common vertex is I. Then we have angle FIX and angle MIX are adjacent angles. The common side is ray IX and the common vertex of the two angles is I. Angle 1 and angle 2 are not adjacent angles because they do not share a common side. Next is the complementary angles. Complementary angles are two angles whose sum is 90 degrees. So for example, 20 degrees and 70 degrees. So these two angles are complementary kasi pag pinag-add natin yung 20 degrees plus 70 degrees, the sum is 90 degrees. The angles 50 degrees and 40 degrees are complementary. Okay, so pag add natin ang 50 degrees plus 40 degrees, ang sum ay 90 degrees. So, ang first two example natin ay complementary angles and adjacent angles sila. So, kahit hindi sila adjacent angles, just like this example, 35 degrees and 55 degrees, so these are complementary. So, kahit hindi adjacent, as long as pag pinag-add natin ang angle, so 35 degrees plus 55 degrees, ang sum ay 90 degrees, still they are complementary angles. Next, we have angle 1 and angle 2, so these are complementary angles. Since meron siyang small square mark, so that means this is a right angle. So pag sinabing right angle, the measure is 90 degrees. So that means angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to 90 degrees. So that means angle 1 and angle 2 are complementary angles. Supplementary angles. Supplementary angles are two angles whose sum is 180 degrees. So pag ang sum naman ay 180 degrees, so ito ay supplementary angles. So for example, the angles 120 degrees and 60 degrees are supplementary angles. And so are the angles 50 degrees and 130 degrees. So these are examples of supplementary angles. Pag-add natin sila, 50 degrees plus 130 degrees is 180 degrees. 120 degrees plus 60 degrees, the answer is 180 degrees. So supplementary angles, pag ang sum ay 180 degrees. Next is vertical angles. Vertical angles are two angles formed by intersecting lines and have no sides in common but share a common vertex. So for example, so angle 1 and 3, so itong angle 1 at angle 3 ay vertical angle. Wala silang common side. Same thing with the angle 2 and angle 4. This is angle 2, then angle 4. they are vertical angles. Vertical angles are congruent. So pag sinabi natin congruent, they have the same measure. So these two angles are vertical and these two angles are also vertical angles. So they are congruent. Pareho yung measure nila. Next is the linear pairs. Two adjacent angles form a linear pair if their non-common sides form a straight line. So we have the common side is the ray 80. So ito yung common side nila. Then yung non-common sides, we have ray AR and ray AF. Okay, these are opposite rays. So yung non-common sides niya ay opposite rays. So that means angle RAT and angle FAT form a linear pair. Let us now find the value of x. Angle SON and angle NOT are complementary angles. So, ibig sabihin, the measure of angle SON plus the measure of angle NOT is equal to 90 degrees. SON, the angle SON is 38 degrees. Then, yung angle NOT is x. So that means, para ma-solve natin yung x, so subtract lang natin yung 38 sa 90. So x is equal to 90 degrees minus 38 degrees. And 90 minus 38 is equal to 52. So x is equal to 52 degrees. Number 2. Angle PIG and angle BIG are complementary angles. So, ito yung angle PIG and angle BIG. So, they are complementary angles. That means yung sum niya is 90 degrees. So, angle PIG, ito yung angle PIG, it is equal to 2x plus 10. And angle BIG is 3x plus 5. So, we will now find the measure of these two angles. So, pag-add natin sila, 2x plus 10 plus 3x plus 5 is equal to 90. So, combine like terms. So, we have 2x plus 3x is 5x. Then, 10 plus 5 is 15. So, we now have 5x plus 15 is equal to 90. So, ito, pinag-add natin yung 2x plus 3x, kaya we have 5x here. And then, 10 plus 5 is 15. Next, we will add both sides by negative 15 or para mas mabilis, transpose natin yung 15. So, pag nag-transpose tayo, from positive, mag-change siya into negative. So, we now have 5x is equal to 90 minus 15. So, 5x now is equal to 75 kasi 90 minus 15 is 75. Next, to isolate x here, we will divide both sides by 5. So, divide natin both sides by 5. So, 5x divided by 5 will give us x, and 75 divided by 5 is 15. So, that means the value of x is equal to 15. But we need to determine the measure of angle PIG. So, what we will do is substitute natin yung value ng x sa 15. So, angle PIG is equal to 2x plus 10. Ito yon. Then, substitute lang natin yung value ng x. So, we now have 2 times 15 plus 10. So, 2 times 15 is equal to 30 plus 10. So, that is equal to 40. So, that means angle PIG is equal to 40 degrees. Then, to determine the measure of angle BIG, pwedeng 90 degrees minus 40 degrees na. So, makukuha mo dito ay 50 degrees. Or, you can use the 3x plus 5. So, substitute the value of x into 15. So, 3 times 15 plus 5. So, 3 times 15 is 45 plus 5. So, that is 50 degrees. So, the measure of the angle BIG is 50. So, if you will add 40 degrees and 50 degrees, that is equal to 90 degrees. So they are complementary angles. Number 3, find the value of x. Angle ABC and angle DBC are supplementary angles. So pag supplementary angle siya, ang sum ay 180 degrees. So the measure of angle ABC plus the measure of angle DBC is equal to 180 degrees. So ang angle ABC is x, then ang angle DBC is 135 degrees. So pag pinag-add mo yung dalawa, it is equal to 180 degrees. So para makuha natin yung x, so subtract natin yung 135 degrees sa 180 degrees. So we have x is equal to 180 degrees minus 135 degrees. So therefore, x is equal to 45 degrees. So that means the value of x is 45 degrees. Next, find the value of x. Angle MOB and angle BOX are adjacent angle. Linear pair din ito and supplementary. So since supplementary siya, so the sum is 180 degrees. So the measure of angle MOB plus the measure of angle BOX, so itong dalawang angle na to, this is equal to 180 degrees. So the measure of MOB is 114. Then the measure of angle BOX is 5x plus 11. So pag pinag-add natin, this is equal to 180 degrees. So combining like terms, so 114 plus 11, we now have 125. Plus 5x, copy natin, equals 180. Then add both sides by negative 125. Or transpose natin yung 125. So, pag transpose natin, from positive magiging negative yan. So, we now have 5x is equal to 180 minus 125. And 180 minus 125 is equal to 55. Then, divide both sides by 5. So, 5x divided by 5, we have x. And 55 divided by 5 is 11. So therefore, x is equal to 11. Number 5, find the value of x. So these two angles are vertical angles. So since vertical angles to, that means they are congruent. So kung ano yung measure nito, yun din ang measure ng given angle dito. So x is equal to 45 degrees. So yun na yung answer natin. Number 6, find the value of x. So these two angles are vertical angles. So since vertical angles yan, that means they are congruent. So equal yung measurement nila. So we have now 2x minus 5 is equal to x plus 15. So combining like terms, so we have now 2x, transpose natin yung x, so we have 2x minus x. Then transpose natin yung negative 5, so we have 15 plus 5. So 2x minus x is equal to x, then 15 plus 5 is equal to 20. So the answer is x is equal to 20. So to check whether your answer is correct, so pwede mong i-substitute yung value of x dito. So dapat pareho yung makukuha nating answer. So 2x, that means 2 times 20 since x is equal to 20. So 2 times 20 is 40 minus 5. So we have 35 degrees. So 35 degrees ang answer natin dito. So kailangan 35 din yun. So we have x plus 15. And x is 20. So 20 plus 15 is 35. So that means the answer x is equals to 20 is correct. Since pareho nakuha natin na value, that is 35 degrees. Thank you for watching and happy learning.